Oh my! This forecast is so chalk! We've got a bunch of weather to talk about today. We've got tornadoes, strong wind, and possibly large hail. And maybe a tropical disturbance developing. Now, who's gonna get hit and when is this all gonna go down? I've got all that and more in today's forecast, starting now. And involved! Hey, what's up, guys? Meteorologist Stormcat5 here with your Friday forecast. I had a wonderful date last night, but we have got to lock in big time because we've got a lot to talk about. We've got severe weather, we've got tropical activity, and we've got so much more. So a couple areas I want to show you on the visible satellite. We've got this area here. That is where storms are going to fire today. We've got a leftover cold front that's going to form, that's going to kick off things today in Iowa and Illinois, where we could have some tornadoes. We've also got another leftover cold front here in the Dakotas that will slide its way to the east during the day. We could get some storms in Minnesota, our Minnesota brethren. And then I know there's not much now, but I'm watching the Gulf like a hawk. We could have tropical storm development or some sort of tropical system that develops down there in the coming days. But I'm down here in Florida right now, and I've got one more day. Oh, please give me some storms. Now, here's the severe weather risk for today, and it is a bit of a doozy here. We've got a slight risk. That's a 2 out of 5 risk that goes from southern Michigan down through very southern Wisconsin, our Wisconsin brethren, down through Iowa, into Missouri, back through Illinois. We've got a secondary area for some strong storms back in Colorado, and we could see strong storms, though, from Minnesota all the way down through Texas and New Mexico. Kind of looks like an alien. Take me to your leader. But here's what we got cooking today. I'm going to try to say cooking chalk as many times as I possibly can. But this is your tornado outlook for today. We've got a bit of an avocado here. It's a 5% risk that's centered in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin and southern Iowa here. So heads up, our lower Midwest brethren, you guys have some strong storms that could pack a punch today. All right, so here's how things can play out today. Things are going to get started early in Iowa, so our Iowa brethren, heads up. By the time you're watching this video, the storms will likely have already moved through. Whoa, I can do everything in these goggles! But this cluster that is in Iowa is going to slide its way off to the east. As it does so, it's going to form into a line eventually right in there. Look at that big time line that's going to slam its way into Illinois as we go throughout the day and even back into Missouri. It's not until after dark that things start to calm down here. And notice that secondary area back in Minnesota where we could get some marginally severe storms as well. Now, timing this thing out, if I show you when storms are going to be strongest, I think around 5, 6, 7 p.m., that's when we'll have the greatest tornado threat, but that could continue into the early night hours. Now, what about our Colorado and Texas brethren? Chalk! Well, we are going to see some severe storms. Those are going to kick off later in the day, though. It's around 6 p.m. Central. Let's go 7, 8, 9. See, that's when things will get going. We'll likely have a couple of clusters, one up here in northern Colorado, far western Nebraska, and then another one down here for our Lubbock and Amarillo brethren that could continue well into the night. Let's check in on our southeast brethren today. Guys, it's going to be a pretty good day. It's going to be warm and moist. Some shower action and storm action down here. But for the most part, coverage is going to be lower. What about our northeast brethren? Also similar. We could have some scattered storms, especially up here in Maine. But notice, coverage is scarce, so most of you are going to stay dry. Yay! Got a big lump on his head.
Make sure you smash the like button. And smash that subscribe button too.
And leave a comment below! Yeah! Another one. That's right. We've got another severe weather risk for tomorrow, Saturday, July 12th. This time it's centered in my territory in the Ohio Valley here. It does include northwest Ohio as well as southeast and eastern Michigan. And that'll be where storms are going to focus tomorrow, as you'll have that weak cold front continue sliding off to the east. As it does so, that's where we could have some strong storms that form in the afternoon and evening, and even some tornadoes too. We've got this 2% risk of tornadoes that does include Detroit, all the way back down to Indianapolis and Toledo. And of course, I will be in Florida. Talk! All right, so timing tomorrow out, that line of storms that's going to form today is going to push its way off to the east by the time we wake up Saturday morning. We shouldn't have any storms that we're dealing with. But watch as we go throughout the day. Right there, storm's going to refire. Boom! And this will be the area that a lot of the storms focus on. We could have some scattered storms down here in central Ohio. We also could have some scattered storms down here in the southeast. And back in Oklahoma, also some scattered storms as well. But the greatest risk for tornadoes, the only really big risk for tornadoes is going to be in this area for our Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana brethren. But heads up, our Oklahoma and Texas brethren, because you guys could get some storms and some flooding rain during the day on Saturday. So if you have any outdoor plans, think about rescheduling them, especially in this region here in Kansas and Oklahoma. Oklahoma, reschedule your plans because it's going to be chalked. And another one. That's right. We've got another severe weather risk for Sunday, July 13th. Now, this is only a marginal risk, but it is a day 3 risk too, guys. So I could see them upgrading this potentially to a slight risk, especially here in the Northeast where we will have the forcing will be greater for storms. So that means storms could be a little bit more on the severe side. I wouldn't be surprised if some sort of tornado risk introduced here, especially with that cold front as it continues slowly marching its way off to the east during the day and overnight Saturday going into Sunday morning. Okay, now I did tease that we need to talk about the tropics, but the good news is right now, at least in the Atlantic and the Gulf, not expecting any tropical activity in the next 7 days. Now, the area that I am watching is in the Gulf, right in here. This is the National Hurricane Center graphic, and they put this out for week 2, highlighting a 20% chance of getting some sort of tropical development from July 16th through July 22nd. And why they're highlighting this is you are going to get a weak low pressure that's going to meander into the Gulf right in there. As it does so, it's going to start to spin as it creates some storms. And whenever you get that type of system, that can be enough to kick off some tropical activity. We're talking tropical depression, maybe tropical storm. It's still too early out to tell the exact strength or even if this thing will develop. It's a definite possibility and some models starting to pick up on it. If it trends better or worse, I will be the first to tell you here. We're not cooked just yet, chat. All right, so what about rainfall? We have been dealing with a ton of areas across the country with significant rain, and we are going to get more heavy rain, especially in this area in Iowa. These are all the storms we're going to have today. Also, for our Texas and Oklahoma brethren, and then our southeast Florida brethren as well. That's me. But I do have some good news on the temperatures, guys. Check it out. We've got some cool air starting to work its way into the heart of the country, into the northern plains and the central plains here. So our Texas brethren, all the way up through Wisconsin brethren, you guys are gonna get some cooler temperatures, even in the Ohio Valley starting during the week next week. And that's why the Climate Prediction Center right now is calling for below average temperatures in the heart of the country. But for our West Coast brethren and our Northeast brethren, as well as our Southeast brethren, you guys are gonna be baking. All right, guys, well, that's all I got for you today. Hopefully all of you have a wonderful weekend. This is my last day of vacation. You'll see me back in the studio later on this next week. And heads up, our Midwest brethren, we got severe weather on the way, so stay safe. I will keep an eye on the tropics for you guys, just in case anything does develop. That's all I got for you today. Find someone. Tell them you love them. Tell them you care about them today. Also, massive shout out to Tyson, Jackson, Brady, the whole Mount crew, the whole Bargy crew. You guys are the best. Although, Brady, you need to lock it down. You are so chalked. This is Stormcat 5. I'll see you on the next one.